4 grandkids, Piper, Shepard, Felicity, and Cooper. 36 years full-time Army National Guard. Combat deployments to Kuwait and Iraq. He's a retired Command Sergeant Major, Mr. Kevin Masterson.
I'm going to hand this off to Judy for a minute.
I neglected to recognize our Lawrence County Cancer Patient Services volunteers. All of you here, will you hold up your hand? We've got lots of volunteers here, so thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon. It's great to be here. This is the first time I've even been aware of this organization. It's been in existence since the early 90s, as I'm told. I want to start out with a little bit of research that I looked up to do this talk, and it was done by the Department of Defense, so we know it's pretty accurate, right? So, you know, if you ask the Army to secure a building, they're going to set up a perimeter on the outside, and they won't let anybody out. If you ask the Marines to secure a building, they're going to kick in the doors, kill everybody inside, set up a perimeter, and not let everybody in. If you ask the Navy to secure a building, they'll lock the doors, turn off the lights at 1700. The Air Force, Wayne, to secure a building, will get a 6-year lease with the option to buy. I know you. Okay, now I'll get a little bit offensive. What do you call Marines with an IQ of 160? Platoon. Here's the referee makeup call. What do all armed forces members have in common with Marines? They originally wanted to be a Marine. So what I'm going to talk to you about this morning, I just put it together thinking about what this organization represents. And the topic I have is bravery. How do we define bravery? How do we know what it looks like? Bravery, as Webster calls it, is the quality or state of having or showing mental or moral strength to face danger, fear, or difficulty. There's a writer in the 40s and 50s for Saturday Evening Post, a writing called Put This Way. His name was Franklin P. Jones. He said, bravery is being the only one who knows you're afraid. And I think that's probably pretty accurate. Omar Bradley, a World War II general, said bravery is the capacity to perform properly even when scared half to death. And I know probably most of you out here have experienced some of that. You know, the military recognizes bravery by awards, the highest of which is the Congressional Medal of Honor. It's awarded to recognize American soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, guardians, and Coast Guardsmen who have distinguished themselves by acts of valor. It was first awarded in 1863 and is presented by the President of the United States in the name of the United States Congress. I want to read a couple citations to you. They stand out, at least to me. These were all Hoosiers. In fact, there have been 69 Hoosiers throughout history who have been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Charles Gene Averill was from Terre Haute. He was a corporal in the Korean War, Company E, 2nd Battalion, 1st Marine Division. On June 10th, 1951, he was recognized for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty while serving as a fire team leader in Company E in action against enemy aggressor forces. While advancing with his platoon in an attack against well-concealed and heavily fortified enemy hill positions, Corporal Averill voluntarily rushed forward through the assaulting squad, which was pinned down by a hail of intense and accurate automatic weapons fire from a hostile bunker situated on commanding ground. He single-handedly attacked against the bunker, exhorting his comrades to follow him, sustaining 2 additional wounds as he stormed towards the emplacement. He resolutely pulled the pin from a grenade clutched in his hand and hurled himself bodily into the bunker. I think that's pretty brave. But when I think about bravery, why are people brave? And as you read the awards and the citations as they're written up, what stands out to me is the bravery was really for the man or the woman to their left and right. Melvin Earl Biddle from Daleville, PFC during World War II, 1st Squad, 2nd Platoon, Company B, 1st Battalion, 517th Parachute Infantry Regiment, U.S. Army. He displayed conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity. I have a terrible time with that word. In action against the enemy near Soy, Belgium, on 23 and 24 December. Serving as a lead scout during an attack to relieve the enemy encircled town of Houghton, he aggressively penetrated a densely wooded area, advanced 400 yards until he came within range of the intense enemy rifle fire. He then located the approximate position of a well-concealed enemy machine gun nest and signaling his company to advance, he entered a determined line of enemy defense, coolly and crawled within 20 yards of a machine gun nest, tossed his last hand grenade into the position, and after alone for several hours, after the explosion charged the emplacement, firing his position. We'll try to reduce this. At daybreak, he again led the advance and when flanking gun position, and from a distance of 50 yards, killed the crew and 2 supporting riflemen. So, again, we see examples of someone doing great and heroic things because of the person to their left and right. As I thought about those soldiers, those Marines and the sailors, and how they showed bravery, I thought about this organization. It reminded me, both my grandmothers died of cancer. My maternal grandmother was... I was only 2 years old, so I don't remember her that well, but I always remember my aunts and uncles speaking about how brave she was. She had 13 kids. She never complained. And up until the end, she was brave. She didn't show any fear. I can't imagine that. Now, my paternal grandmother, I was pretty close to. And I remember she had brain cancer. And, you know, back in the 60s and 70s, the medicine and the treatments are not what they are today. So a lot of times they just gave them a death sentence and they went home and tried to be as comfortable as they could. I see both those women. I recognize their bravery. At the time I didn't. I was a small child. I was scared. But I realize now how brave they were. And I realize how brave the people who deal with this terrible disease have to be in order to deal with it, to take care of their family. And I just think it's a great thing that what this organization does here to help people when they're down and out and when they really need assistance. So I thank you for letting me talk, and have a great Labor Day.